Speaker series. We have a great guest today. Jamarcus Winbush is here to talk to you about productivity and presentation. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the floor over to him. So welcome.
Who are you? That's good, Stanley. That's good. You know your name. But what I really want to know is, who are you? Fast learner. That's great as well. What else about you? Huh? And what else? Lots of other things, right? So we don't have those things listed, but we feel like we know who we are. Have you ever really stopped and gave yourself that question? Who are you? Why is it important? Because who you think you are determines what you'll do. If you think you're the next dancer, it's going to be a lot different. Your actions are going to be a lot different from if you think you're the next president. If you think you're the next Beyonce, your actions are going to be a lot different if you think you're the next Michelle Obama. So, who you are determines what you do. So, how do you really start to discover who you are? The first thing, you start asking yourself that question. What I want everyone to do right now is please cover your right ear. You're special. You have greatness within you. You have power within you that you don't even know. All right, you can take your ear down and take your hand down. Now, the reason I did that so the information won't go through one ear and out the other. So now I know that at least before I leave, something is going to stick. So, how do you begin to tap into that greatness? How do you begin to unleash that special bond, that special feeling that you have within yourself? The people who tap into their greatness, they know one or two things. They know how to master their productivity and how to master their presentation. Can I tell you a story? So, this story is about a young man who, he was traveling home one day. And as he began to travel, he noticed that someone was following him. So he noticed someone was following him and he starts to panic. So he starts to walk faster. So he's walking faster. So as he continues to walk faster, the gentleman who was following him was in a car. The car starts to speed up. So now he's walking faster. He's getting nervous. He's getting more nervous. And then he starts to turn and the car would turn. He make another turn and the car would turn. So eventually he just panicked and started running. Now he's running, he's running, he's running. So he gets to this spot where he believes he's safe. But he notices that the car pulls up and the gentleman hops out of the car. When the gentleman hops out of the car, he gets closer to the young man. And the young man panics. He gets closer, the young man panics. He gets closer, the young man panics. And then, so, productivity. How do you be productive? The most productive people in the world, the first thing they do is they set goals. Why are goals important? You're like, well, I hear this all the time. People keep telling me to set goals because people that aim at nothing hit nothing right on the head. If you don't know where you're going, how can you expect to be there? How can you expect to be there if you don't know where you're going? So goals are very important because when you set a goal, it gives you a drive. It gives you ambition. It gives you that work you need to keep moving forward. You want to be productive, you got to have a goal. So when you write that goal down, harness that goal. Read it every day. Give yourself that power of knowing what you're going to do when you wake up. Even when you come to class, you need to have a goal. Either I'm going to make an A, I'm going to make a B, I'm going to make a C, or I'm going to go to sleep. But at least you have a goal. At least you stuck to something. Repeat after me, please. People don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. I know. I remember walking out of a job and I'm done. I'm tired of working with bosses. I'm tired of this. I'm just done. I had no plan, but I walked out. And I felt good when I walked out. 2 weeks later, I didn't feel good. 3 weeks later, I didn't feel good. No money, no income coming in.
Right? They get over, you playing video games like, man, when are you going to start? You're going to start tomorrow. And then I'm going to start tomorrow.
And you find yourself
then tomorrow never happened. one day.
And when you
This is
look around, all
everybody
you
for
see is
one day.
people
If you
looking
ever
at you
see
like
a
it's
calendar
nothing.
with one day on it,
All
please
you
give
do
me
is
that
you
calendar.
make it.
Because there's no such thing as
And
one
you
day.
start
You
to
need to
doubt
be
yourself.
specific and ready to move when you're ready to take action. Take
When you
action
move forward
on your
in
goal.
life,
Your
it's
goals
important
are
to know where
not
you're
going
going.
to
Think
jump
about
off the
this.
paper and
You're
say,
going to
here's
plane,
your life.
and the captain
This is what
says,
you want.
all
You want to be a
aboard.
dancer?
We're
I'm
just gonna
Stanley.
fly
I'm the
through
man. I got my
like
shirt and time
I
starting
don't know
my
about
company.
you, but I'm
No,
parachuting.
it's not
I got
gonna
to
happen
go.
like
You're
that.
not gonna kill
You
me.
have
I got
take
to go.
action.
You have to
You
know
have
where
to
you're
move
going.
forward.
The next key is when you set a goal,
After
you have to take
What
action.
happens when you do get
I'm
returned?
reminded of a
When you
story
do
of
this,
the
I'm
older
gonna come to
gentleman.
class,
He
I'm gonna
would
study,
walk
I'm
by
gonna
his
go home, I'm
friend's
gonna
house,
study,
and
I'm
his
gonna
dog
pass the
would
test,
always
I'm gonna
moan.
do this, I'm gonna do
His
this.
dog would
Next
always
thing that
moan like he
happens
was in
is
pain. And he
distractions.
said, "What's wrong with the
Right?
dog?"
What
You
are
know?
some of the most
He's sitting on
popular
the nail.
distractions today? Somebody
Then
help me out.
why
please.
won't he just
Stanley,
move?
what are some of the most
Because
popular
the nail is
distractions?
not hurting badly.
Huh?
How many people, show of hands, know
Friends.
people who complain, and every time you get with them, they do nothing. By show of hands, please
Instagram?
raise your hand.
Social
Do
media.
Twitter,
absolutely
on social
nothing,
media.
but they
Here
will
we go.
talk you.
This
I'm
is
gonna
how
start
it
a
happens.
business.
So,
I'm gonna start a
Stanley
company.
goes on,
I'm gonna do
Stanley
this, and then
decides
when you get over
I'm
there,
gonna go
they're
home
playing
and stay
Madden.
from 69. So
Right?
6
They
o'clock
get over
come,
you playing
and the
video
phone
games.
rings.
You're like,
Who is
"Damn,
it?
when are you gonna
Hello?
start your dream?" I'm gonna start tomorrow.
Hey, baby, what you
And then I'm gonna start tomorrow. Then tomorrow never happened. One day. This is everybody's favorite quote. One day. If you ever see a calendar with one day on it, please give me that calendar. Because there's no such thing as one day. You need to be specific and ready to move when you're ready to take action. Take actions on your goals. Your goals are not going to jump off the paper and say, "Here's your life. This is what you want. You want to be a dancer? I'm Stanley. I'm the man. I got my shirt and tie. I'm starting my company." No, it's not going to happen like that. You have to take action. You have to move forward.
Then you say, "Well, baby, can you please come over at 9?"
After you take
You gotta
action,
give it in.
what
Give it
happens
in
when
after
do
you get
get
done
determined?
doing
When
what
you
you
do that,
have
I'm
to
gonna come
do.
to class,
So the
I'm gonna
most
study,
productive
I'm gonna go
people
home,
in
I'm
the
gonna study, I'm
world
gonna pass
do
the
three
test,
things. They
I'm gonna
have
do this, I'm gonna
goals.
do this. Next
They
thing
set
that
their
happens
goal, they
is
know where they're
distraction.
going, and then
Right?
they
What are
take
some of the most
action,
popular
and they
distractions today?
eliminate
Somebody help me out, please.
distractions.
Stanley, what are some of the most
What's the
popular
second thing
distractions
that
today?
the most successful people in
Huh?
the world do? They
Phones?
know how to present
Friends?
themselves. And when I'm talking about your presentation, I don't want you to think
Instagram?
about your attire.
Twitter, on social media. Here we go. This is how it happens. So Stanley goes home. Stanley's excited. Stanley says, "I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna study from 6 to 9." So 6 o'clock comes and the phone rings. Who is it? Hello?
Guys,
Hey baby, what you doing? I'm studying. I'm studying from 6 to 9. Can I come over? Oh yeah, you can come over. Then the notebook's closed.
This dog just died.
It's over.
Your emotions.
It's done. Once you got
this is
distracted, it's done. This is what it needs to sound like,
Are
Stanley.
you depressed,
Hello?
sad,
Hello?
angry,
Hey,
frustrated,
baby, what
or
you
do you
doing?
empower yourself?
6 to 9.
Do you empower yourself with those
Can I come
empowered
over?
emotions like certainty?
You got to get firm with this.
You
Stanley.
gotta
I want
get
you to really get
yourself
firm. You got to say,
certain. You know
"No,
who you are,
I'm
what
studying."
you are,
And
and
then
what
she's
you're
going to
going to
say, "You never
I
have
walk up to
time
this
for
young
me.
lady
You never
and I
spend
say-
any time with me." Then you got to say, "I'm studying from 6 to 9." And then you say, "But baby, can you please come over at 9:30?" You got to give it in. Give it in after you get done doing what you have to do. So the most productive people in the world, they do 3 things. They have goals. They set their goals. They know where they're going. And then they take action. And they eliminate distraction. What's the second thing that the most successful people in the world do? They know how to present themselves. And when I'm talking about your presentation, I don't want you to just think about your attire, because that's only a small portion of it. I really want you to get into those emotions, because your emotions really control how you look. I can have on the nicest suit in the world, but if I come in here like this, so guys, you really need to have, what is that thing you wanted me to talk about? Goals. You really need to have goals. You're gonna be like, "What's wrong with it? He depressed? Did his dog just die?" Your emotions. Are you in a disempowering emotion or an empowering emotion? Are you depressed, sad, angry, frustrated, or do you empower yourself? Do you empower yourself with those empowering emotions like certainty? You got to get yourself certain. You know who you are, and what you're going to do. If I walk up to this young lady and I say, "Man, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. But, what's my name again? Jamarcus. My name is Jamarcus. I don't have a car. I have a bike. Would you like to go out?" She's going to think, "I don't know what's going on. But if I walk up to her and I'm certain, I say, "Look, I'm Jamarcus Rashad. I'm attractive. You attractive. We got 2 options to go out today or tomorrow." She's going to say, "Oh, I like that. That guy's confident. He's certain with who he is." And that's what you have to do when you're going in for a job interview. Because when 2 people meet, if there's rapport, if there's certainty, the most certain person has the most influence. When you sit down, when you go in that job interview, you want to make that interviewer confused. he needs to think that you already have the job. He's forgotten that you're there for an interview. He's thinking you're coming in to ask for a new office. He's thinking you're coming in to ask for a new chair. He doesn't even know what to do because you're so certain that you're going to get the job. And that's how you have to approach it. When you walk in the classroom, Mr. Ed see you, he needs to wonder, do I tell you to have a seat or teach the class? Because you got that look of certainty. You know who you are. You're ready to move. You're ready. You know exactly where you're going. I'm here for a purpose. Yep, I'm right here. You run into a wall, say, that's okay. Look, wall, we got 3 choices. I'm either going to go through you, around you, or over you. But I'm almost certain that I'm going to get through here because what I need is on the other side of that wall. And you can't stop me. You can't stop me. The next emotion that you have to master is what a lot of people fail, what a lot of people cripple. You have to be comfortable with feeling uncertain. Because sometimes you can get that feeling of certainty and things don't work out the way you want it. Things don't work out the way you planned it. I remember doing a talent show when I was in high school and I thought I looked like LL Cool J. I was by far not LL. I had no abs, I had flabs. But anyway, in my mind, I was certain. So I was doing this talent show. I was a singer, so I was really singing. All I got is 15 minutes, and I was just singing. I was singing, right? So I get to the front of the stage because I'm certain. And I pull my shirt up because I saw girls and I pulled my shirt up. And they said, ew. I said, ew. Can you imagine what that can do to a person? It didn't work out the way I planned it. I was going to pull my shirt up. I was going to win the talent show. The girls are going to give me their number. And I was going to be popular. It didn't work out like that. But then what do you do? What do you do? Do you stop? You learn from it and do what, Stanley? Get better, because there is no failure. There is only feedback. A person's opinion of you is not your reality. Your biography is not your destiny. I don't care where you are in your life right now. If you really want to change it, you can change it. Surround yourself with people who want to change. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who encourage you, people who want to make a difference, people who are on your thinking level. Stay away from negative people. Because negative people, birds of a feather, do what? They flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. You hang around with 9 broke people, I guarantee you, but in less than a month, you'll be the 10th person. Because you're on that thinking plane. So when you're uncertain, feel comfortable because things won't always work out. They won't. But you got 2 options, either keep going or stop. Option 1, you really don't know the outcome. But option 2, you do know. If you do nothing, you get nothing. Again, people that aim at nothing hit nothing right on the head. It takes no effort to be a nobody. You want to be a nobody, say, cool, I'm a nobody. I just want to be a nobody. While you get you a sign, you stand on the street, say, look, homeless, please help. And then you rejoice when you get 25 cents because you may afford a pie or something. Or you might have a date for 25 cents. If you find somewhere to go for 25 cents, please invite me. Please do. The next thing, when your presentation, now we're going to get to your attire. You want to dress like a prospect, not a suspect. When you walk in, your clothes need to say something about you. Stanley, your clothes need to say something about you. When you walk in, know where you're going. You're going for a job interview, have a shirt and tie. I remember I was going for this prestigious job. I really loved this job. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay, I'll tell you. It was McDonald's, right? I was in college. I was going to work for McDonald's. You haven't had a Big Mac unless I made it. So, but anyway, I had certainty. I was uncertain as well, but I moved forward in our presentation. I tucked my shirt in. I was looking nice. I had a confidence going on. So when I get there, it was me and this other guy. And this other guy walks in. He walks in with his shirt long, had dreads in his hair. He walking like this. So in my mind, I'm thinking, maybe he just come for a sandwich. He cannot possibly be coming for a job interview. So he walks in. He's still walking like, yo. This is him. This is him. Yo, I'm here for a job. You got an application? And at the time, they ran out of applications, so we had to write on these white sheets of paper. This is what he do. He gets the white sheet of paper and he says, this is BS. Y'all don't want me to have a job anyway. This is why I don't even come up here. This is why I don't even come up here. And I'm looking like, please leave, because there's less competition for me. Now, really, that's what happened when things don't go your way. People normally do 3 things. They blame Circumstance. They say, if this wouldn't have happened, I would have made it. I would have been to work on time if the light would have turned green 3 seconds prior. Or I would have passed my test if the test was easy. And then they start blaming events. Man, at that time when my mom needed to talk to me, I would have did it, but I didn't do it. They always keep the blame off themselves, and then they blame themselves. And when they blame themselves, they think they're doing themselves a favor. But when you continue to give yourself that guilt, you cripple yourself. You cripple yourself. Because you start to feel you're unworthy. You start to feel that way. And this man, he walked in. Now, someone help me now. Would you hire someone who walks in like this, grab your paper and say, this is BS? Show of hands. Somebody tell me who will hire him. By show of hands. Why wouldn't you hire him?
Me?
Yes, why wouldn't you hire him?
Because he didn't present himself very good.
And you're looking for someone who can do what?
He didn't present himself and be respectful.
Stanley, you the boss and you walk out. You walk out. You want to know that people that you hire are capable of running the show, right? The people that you hire are competent. The people that you hire, when you're not away, they step up and say, yep, Stanley's gone, but I'm in charge. Anything you need, don't you contact my boss. He's on vacation. He's playing golf. Or he's playing ball with LeBron James. Wherever you may be, Stanley, I know you're important. You're from New York, so you might be with Jay-Z. I don't know where you may be, but you're important. So when your presentation comes, don't get so caught up in your attire. Master your emotions. Get certain. Get certain who you are. Be certain about it. And be okay with uncertainty. Be okay with not knowing how things are going to work out. Because sometimes they won't work out the way you want. The last thing, make sure you present yourself the way you want to be approached. And it'll make all the difference in your life. It'll make all the difference in your life. So the man approaches and the young man, he's getting panicked, he'll panic. And the young man is still panicking. So the man gets closer, he gets closer. The next thing you know, they collapse. And they're fighting and they're tussling. And they're fighting and they're tussling. And they're fighting and they're tussling. And before you know it, boom! 17-year-old Trayvon Martin is dead. Trayvon Martin never had the opportunity to set goals again. Trayvon Martin would never have the opportunity to take action on his life. And when they asked Joy Zimmerman, when they said, why did you follow him? Why did you follow him? One of the things he said was, he looked suspicious. He looked suspicious. Your presentation, how you present yourself, is so important. So I leave you with this. I leave you with these words of a great man. Choose not to be a common man. It is your right to be uncommon if you can. Seek opportunity, not security. Do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dull by having the state look after you. Preserve to take the calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. Refuse to live from hand to mouth. Prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale calm of utopia. Never cower before any master, nor bend to any threat. It's your heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, and face the world boldly and say, this I have done. Is your life. The moment you take full responsibility for it, the moment you can have everything that you desire. Thanks for your time, guys. Marcus.
So questions. You guys are all returning Synergy Speaker Series members, so you should have questions. And it can be about the topic coming up, or it can be about just something that you're wondering about. So you hear us 5 days a week, but this is your one chance to get advice from Jamarcus and use it, please. All right, that's a lot.
Do you have an older brother?
I do. I have two older brothers.
Is one of his names Clayton?
No.
Oh, goodness. I had in New York, I had a math teacher named Clayton. He was in the Army. And he was, even though it was like every time something like that happens, he would talk about it in class, but how did it feel? And you just act just like him.
Nah, it's not my brother. I hope he's a good influence on you. I hope he's good. That's good. I want to be in that company. what you asked me before. Some tips. I tell you, the first tip is, what's your goal? Got to be more specific. What's bigger? So, because bigger could be 1 pound and you're bigger. So when you set goals, you really want to be specific. I want to gain 15 pounds, or I want to gain 10 pounds. So when you set goals, that's one of the keys to setting goals. Be specific as possible, because you want to get bigger, 1 pound. I say, well, go eat a hamburger. You get 1 pound. So the first key I'll give you, the first tip I give you is be specific. Know what you want. Visualize it. I tell you, before I started working out, it was back in the 2000s. You know, I saw 50 Cent, and I visualized. I told my girlfriend at the time, I said, I'm gonna be bigger than 50 Cent. I'm going to do it. So visualize what it is that you want. Get specific about what you want, and stay persistent. Persistency and consistency makes all the difference. I know a lot of people go to the gym, they go to the gym 3 days or even a month, and they say, I'm not seeing results. This doesn't happen in 1 month. Give yourself some time, but stay consistent and get the best strategies. You want to, whoever you want to look like, role model them. Find out what they do and do it. If you plant the same seeds, you get the same results. So that's my advice. Did I help you? Great.
Other questions? What do you think about the story with presentation? Everyone knows the Trayvon Martin story, yes? And so, thoughts on that, the presentation piece? Because you can make the argument, that shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. How you're dressed, I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, why should that matter?
I think how you dress shouldn't matter at all, but the type of society we live in makes it matter. Because we live in a society where there's barely any women actually, all of a sudden, 2 or 3 ghettos just moving out of nowhere, and you have a different type of you see a different perspective of how they live, and other people start getting worried because you're not used to it. So then they start seeing all these different accents, they don't know how to master it, and they're used to things like that. So I think in a society, presentation doesn't.
And so, what I heard a bunch of things there. Number one, you may not 100% agree with it, but if you're aware of this is how it is, you got two opportunities. You can 2 options. You can either say I don't like it and just ignore it, or you can, okay, this is how it is, and so I don't like it, so I'm going to fix it. And in the meantime, I'm going to think on that as I'm going about my business, because I don't want to put myself in a tough situation that I don't need to be in. And so that's a hard thing, because that doesn't mean you agree with it. That doesn't mean that's how it should be, but you're taking charge. In that first piece, the productivity piece, Jamarcus had a bunch of quotes that I wrote down that are fabulous, but one thing that really jumped out with me as we're thinking about productivity, the idea that people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And when we talk about being productive, if you do not have a plan, you heard that over and over again this week and in past weeks, we have to have a plan. And our plan may be to save the world. And we may want to make a profound impact. Fabulous. I want everyone in the room to feel that that's their goal in some way, to leave your mark on this world. But that's a large goal. And so short term, I want to be bigger. I want my muscles to look half that size. So tomorrow I'm not going to just be able to go to the gym and that's going to happen. You know, you asked that question. It's going to take weeks, months. So I might make a really short-term goal that's going to help me get there. And that allows me to keep on pushing so that I do reach that long-term goal, that I do leave that mark on this world. What's one thing someone in the room wants to be brave that, hey, I want to be more productive next week, so I'm going to do this. After listening to this talk, I know that it impacted me, and this is how I'm going to be better next week. I'm going to be more productive.
And you can be specific. You can set goals, emotional goals. You can set a physical goal. What's your physical goal? Maybe I'll do 20 push-ups a day. All right? You can set a financial goal. I'm going to save $5. I'm not going to buy a Big Mac unless I'm working there. Then you can buy. But no, I'm not going to buy a Big Mac. So set a goal. Right now, my theme is never leave the sight of setting a goal without taking action on it. So set a simple goal. Don't start so large. Just set a simple goal. For the next week, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. and I'm going to read 10 pages. For the next week, set some personal goals. For the next week, I'm not going to argue with my sister. I'm not going to argue with my brother. I'm not going to argue with my parents. What are your goals? And then you start to gain momentum. The more and more you accomplish goals, you start to gain more momentum, excuse me. And you just keep going. And then your goals start getting larger. Then you start feeling you can conquer anything because you started small. So what's a small goal that if you took right now that can make a difference in your life? Just a small goal. Come to school every day. Someone else. Not being so mad. Now, the next thing I want you to do when you set a goal, what I want you to do is why. How would not being so mad benefit you?
It will benefit me by not making bad decisions, such as like arguing with my parents and like destroying like the house furniture and everything like that.
Now, go deeper. I want you to think even more. What does it cost your family financially when you destroy furniture?
$800 so far.
$800. Now, what does it cost them emotionally to see their daughter destroying their furniture, the person that they love dearly? I really want you to think about it. I really want you to think about what they think. What is it costing them? And what is it costing you? That $800 could have went on something that you really wanted. Something that could help you move to the next level. See, it's not enough to say, I just don't want to be angry. You got to get to the specifics. Get real with yourself. The more specific you are, the more truthful you are with yourself, you get the real answers. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when you set a goal, what I want to know is why. Why do you want it? And what will happen if you don't get it? What will happen if you continue right now to stay angry? Say a year from now, you just continue to make decisions out of anger. What will happen?
Or if I continue to be angry after a year from now, I won't be able to qualify for the first. They won't be able to buy a degree, destroy a house. I probably won't get around, probably won't get a job or get another job.
And how would that make you feel? If you don't get those things, how would you feel?
I feel like I changed as like a different person that way instead of a good one.
Anyone else with a goal? I really love to hear one more.
So that's your long-term big picture. How about your attendance this week? How many days were you here? It's your birthday, so I can't pick on you too much on your birthday. How was your attendance this week?
I came to school all week, but I didn't get up earlier.
So you
Come to school later.
So you want to get to college. So I hear loud and clear is so a short-term goal for you. You were late this week. What's something you can set for next week to communicate to yourself and to others that this talk made an impact, but more importantly, you've chosen to be the solution.
To get off my phone at night so I can go to sleep early so I have time for school.
Great.
Instead of my alarm.
And that's doable. That's you just deciding, all right, I got to go, bye. Talk to you tomorrow, bye. It's hard, but you control that. And now it's done, and now you wake up on time, you're here every day on time, and you're doing great. And now that's 1 week, and it becomes 2, and now 5, and then 10. And wow, now you're applying to colleges, and you're getting scholarships. You're able to handle the college load because you've practiced it the last semester and a half of your high school career. How about this quote? That was another one of my favorites. There's no such thing as failure. There's just feedback. Who feels like they failed at something today or this week? Okay, someone who hasn't, Dan, you haven't spoken yet, so let's hear. What's your failure this week?
My failure this week? It's a personal thing. I don't think
Okay, fair enough. That's fine. Caitlin, do you want to share? Say it again. That was your failure? You didn't make it. So you could say, oh man, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I missed it this week. Or what's something else you can do? You've recognized it, so you're ahead of the game. I come across a lot of people, there's a problem, they haven't yet identified it as a problem. So they can't get that feedback, they can't find a solution. What's your big takeaway? I shared 2 things that stood out to me. On the way out, if you wanted, obviously, Jamarcus did a fabulous job, but what's the 1 or 2 things he said that you're going to be thinking about this weekend, that you're going to be thinking about the rest of the year, that has made an impact on you? Say it again. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say setting goals, better goals, more reasonable goals.
You guys are teaching AB. Mr. Figueroa, you're out of a job next week. Now, you guys are hired to teach the 5 sections, but everything I heard many of you just saying all at the same time was exact. I mean, you heard loud and clear this message, and quite frankly, Ed has a great week of activities planned. Friday, when your peers get to see this talk, I think how it's impacted you, it's going to have the same impact on them. So make sure you tell them, building up to Friday, be here every day, but be here definitely on Friday next week, because it's a winner, and there's a message there that everyone needs to hear. And you guys control this. We've said this over and over again. We have different students come in, we have different speakers come in. But how serious you guys hear these messages and how you apply it, how specific you get, that's going to be the difference between, our biggest success stories and our so-so success stories. Because every one of you will be a success story. The question is, how big of a success story? So I got to thank you again. That was wonderful, and I hope for a change the video actually worked, because it didn't work on my end. So hopefully it worked on the iPad end. But so fabulous. So sure, you can.
So as we close here, and I really enjoyed all of you guys. I really appreciate the attention. I appreciate the activity. I appreciate everyone just coming in. This is already a win. If you do nothing else today, you've already won, because you attended something that could possibly change your life. And I say possibly because I'm not here to do anything for you. I can do nothing for you. Everything is within you. It's one of my favorite quotes when they say, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. 2 guiding forces that guide your life: pain and pleasure. What does coming to school mean? Does coming to school mean pain? I got to listen to a teacher all day, got to sit in the class all day. It doesn't mean pleasure. I get to learn. I get to practice for college. You got to anchor that stuff. Get searching again. You want to go to the gym? Go. Start a day at a time. And you're always going to have that internal voice that says you shouldn't do it or you shouldn't do it. But all you need is one reason why. One empowering reason to say, this is what I want and I'm going to get it. And I don't want to get into an entire another speech, but I care about you dearly. I do. All of us here, right here, made mistakes and bad choices. And we continue to. But it's not what happens to you, it's what you're going to do about it. So I close with, I love you. I wish you the best. You can get my number if you need to contact me from Mr. Ed here. I don't mind. Take care of yourself and take action. My challenge to you is, each one of you, to write a goal down today and take action on it. Write a goal down. Get specific. What do you want? Why you want it? When you want it by? And what are you going to do to get it? It's on you. All the power is within you. Manifest it. Grow it. Be who you want to be. Because you are already that person. The world just hasn't seen it yet. So thank you for your time again. I love you. I really appreciate you guys. God bless.
I'm going to run and go see if food is here. Hopefully the food.